Hello there folks, this is Ferenc on board. I'm here now and back with a video. This time a video about gratitude. It's a video idea that came suddenly to my mind because um, I simply had some experience today that reminded me that being grateful in life is something that actually helps a lot. And all I can say is that gratitude is a very important thing in life, and most people actually forget to be or to preserve themselves as grateful for whatever things happen in their life, because we kind of end up believing that so many things happen to ourselves instead of thinking that, hey, wait a minute, actually life actually happens for us at a greater level because our spirits are here to learn and improve. Now, the point is that today I had a very unexpected thing almost happen to me. As I was leaving a park place, someone almost bumped into me, and although I saw them coming, it's a bit strange that I thought they would actually stop and let me get out, but when I was half out, they would just keep coming and coming and coming, and they just actually happened to stop at right the exact same moment. They could have actually bumped into me. It's like it was a micron distance, a millimeter distance in between our cars. And I slowly got out, they backed a bit, and I happily got out, and I pulled to the right expecting a very mad person to get out of their car, like probably even beat the crap out of me. But they just went by and headed on their ways. Like, okay, like it was such a it's like it sounds very simple, but to me it was something really unexpected, because I'm usually very attentive on the road and in all possible directions, because I'm interested in making sure that I don't get a car crash. It's not necessarily that I won't have the necessary finances, like necessarily, to pay for the problems that I might cause. And even if it's not my fault, you don't know whom you bump into, because hey, it's like there's there's a little problem. There could be this influential person, and it's like even if it was their fault, you may still be the one to be blamed, right? And you still may end up like having to repair their car. Now, the point is, the one thing that I really don't like about such an event is that you have to spend so much time repairing your car. And, as it stays in service, it might take actually weeks until it's repaired. And, it's like that's simply uh, unacceptable. And all I can say is that I'm really grateful for the fact that I was protected. Um, it actually felt like there was, like that person actually halted at the right moment. Like I didn't know, I didn't why they didn't do it like earlier, because yeah, usually when I see someone get out of of a parking slot and there's nobody behind me, I usually let them out, because my car is a very small one. It's a 1.1 engine, so being so small, it's like literally I can let anyone go by me, because I'm not interested in them waiting behind me, right? So yeah, so many people actually forget or simply don't know that gratitude is something very important in people's lives. And actually we don't get taught in schools, and like our family rarely speaks to us about that. Gratitude is a mindset. It's not something that um, it's not something that you necessarily teach. Yes, it is something like that, but you usually apply that until it becomes part of who you are. It's also part of becoming abundant and wealthy. It's a state of mind. It's a state of mind that contradicts fear. It contradicts self-hatred, because the moment you start becoming grateful for what you have in life, you simply cannot be grateful for fear. Like, that's something I also thought about, and it's something that kind of amused me. It's like, I'm grateful for the fear I have in my life. Great gratitude is a pathway towards self-love. It's a pathway towards accepting what's good in your life, and everything that comes into your life actually being a lesson that you have to go through. People may agree to the fact that at a higher level um, we have chosen to experience the things we will go through in this life, and the part of that is that we have free will. We can do everything we want in this matrix, however we forget what we have decided to experience in this world. So that is a trade-off. You trade memory for the freedom to do whatever you want in here. Still, there are rules and rule sets that you have to follow, but come again, it is an interesting experience and an interesting experiment. So people who moan a lot and cry a lot and bitch about things usually stay at a very low vibration. Gratitude is called to be the highest vibration possible, well, as well as love, because basically these are also the hardest to achieve. Also, the opposite of gratefulness is being ungrateful, and everything in this world functions on a balance. And I'm gonna talk about balance in another video, because balance is not something that's 50-50 in most cases. Now, love and feelings usually they are 50-50 in a way, because you have usually when you feel an emotion because there's enough of it sedimented within you that you actually perceive it. That's why people who feel gratitude, they don't feel anything else, they just feel gratitude. They don't feel other emotions, because once you relinquish the lower sides, the lower emotions that no longer serve you, you have so much more free space to invite the new one, which should be positive and higher vibrational emotions. Because if you let loose negativity, you don't want to draw in other negativity. It's the same thing for masturbation. When people release after masturbation, the point is that they release life force, because semen is life force. And actually, when the orgasm occurs, the Muladhara, which is the root chakra, will open, and thus it will let loose energy that is actually life energy. And so many parasitic entities actually love that, and they will actually force you, and they will actually they will actually have your mind teeming with all sorts of sexual things, so that you masturbate again, and then you lose life force. That's why people feel good after masturbating, because it's that hormone that gets secreted by the brain, right, during orgasm. But after a while they feel very, very bad. It's because their emotions tell them they haven't done something good. But unfortunately, they end up believing that, well, if they masturbate again, they will feel good again. But they will feel again bad because they have lost some life energy. And the body subconsciously knows that. But people may not consciously know that, or even if they consciously know that, they might just give in to their demons and, like parasitic entities, and will do things against themselves, just as, I don't know, for whatever reasons. In a way, it can be a form of karmic debt, because the moment that karma is spent, other entities theoretically cannot affect you unless you still choose them to. If you choose to let them do that to you, and the point is that you wouldn't want to do that, right? Why would you still butcher yourself physically and emotionally for the sake of beings that will just come and feed themselves on every negative state and emotion that you manifest? So love and hate, for example, are one and the same thing. It's just a difference of vibration, because vibration also shows what you will perceive. Vibration equals perception, perception equals reality. Because if you're negative, you'll only focus on the negativity, and you'll only meet negative people. And actually you will meet positive people as well, but your mind will be fine-tuned to the negativities and the people cursing around, instead of the people who just mind their own business and are more or less positive in a way. When you are loving and like everything is positive in your life, and not because you've kind of gone happy-go-lucky, but because you've made peace with a lot of things in your life, well, the point is that you'll focus on yourself more, and you'll focus on how to protect your mind from, unnecessary things, because what you feed your mind with will actually influence your reality. Reality nowadays, we can say, it's full of sexual ideas. It's over sexualized in games, movies, advertisements, like literally everywhere. And you end up feeling that you're kind of, like a bit more than turned on every time you see like almost scantily dressed women. Because what they want is some bit of attention, and also because of loneliness and society being so greatly against them, they kind of end up hating themselves, and they invite parasitic entities. And these entities actually know that women can be very tempting, so they will use their temptedness, their ability to be tempting, right? And they can do that so that they draw attention, because attention is a new currency, is the newest currency nowadays. And when you pay someone with money, you also pay them with your attention. And for that period of time, you also pay them with your energy, because where attention goes, energy flows. And when you are very positive in life, you actually start to become a bit more introspective, a bit more knowledgeable of the things that happen around, and you start saying thank yous for whatever happens well in life. Like this day has actually been the day when I probably said the most thank yous. Or probably not necessarily, but I've said a lot of them in a very short time frame, because I just didn't know how to actually thank the universe for avoiding that incident, avoiding that situation in my life. And I've had other two or three such situations as well, and well, when I was driving, but there were others as well outside of driving. And I'm actually, all I can say is that I'm actually very grateful for what the universe is doing for me. And there have been cases in which I was attacked by entities, and for some reason it felt that I wasn't scared at all, like I was immovable, and kind of, except one single time, I was like immovable. I kind of felt like I knew that was to happen, and just that I just had to wait because that would be gone soon afterwards. So gratefulness is a path people can access and people can embrace in order to reach abundance. And abundance also means being rich, but richness, I mean financial abundance, is only one part of abundance. One People have to learn that there is a balance in all things. You you just cannot desperately seek money, because the point is that if you do that, you will sacrifice other parts in your life. I'm not saying it's bad to have a lot of money. Like, sure, why not? Get as much money as you want in life, but don't sacrifice your health and your life for that, because later on you'll be sacrificing your wealth to recover your health, and that's kind of harder to achieve. That's the point, unfortunately, with so many people. And just because you are financially rich, it doesn't mean that you're actually abundant. That's one point. Because abundance means having everything that you want at all possible levels. You're having a wonderful family, you're having wonderful friends, so socially you're okay, financially you're okay, mentally you're okay, I mean more than that even, and emotionally you're balanced and okay, right? And gratefulness is a very good path towards abundance, because when you start becoming knowledgeable of the things around you that happen for you and not to you, then you start becoming slowly and surely more and more grateful, because gratitude can change everything. It uplifts your vibration, it can actually make you much, much better. Every time you have negativity in your life, when you quarrel with people, it has a very bad impact on your body, because it actually lowers your vibration, it invites entities in you, and also it affects even your immunity system. That's a nice point to not forget. Your immunity system can be like almost disabled. It's deeply struck, even for several hours, just by having a few minutes of a quarrel. That's how much negativity can influence you, because we are 90% water, and water has memory. Our body has much more memory than water itself. But basically, when you feel different emotions within you, those emotions are actually energy in motion. Everything that you manifest is a shockwave that is launched from you outwards, and people around you will feel those, at least subconsciously. But when you are a highly empathic person, you will feel different feelings in your gut. That's why it's called gut feeling, because it's your second brain. The stomach is our second brain. It has a lot of specialized cells that are, their specialization is to give you the exact and true meanings of what you feel from other people subconsciously, and they put it into physical or almost physical sensations. But that unfortunately gets a bit silenced in time, because we silence our inner voice and our emotions because so many people pull us down. And if you start becoming grateful and, like forgiving other people for what they have said and done to you, because most likely they are at a much lower vibration and also awareness level. Gratefulness is something that requires a great level of awareness, becoming more and more aware of yourself and whatever happens around you, and that everything is a lesson. The numbers that you repetitively see, the things that you actually meet more and more. Like ever since I started programming, is like, what the fuck? Like every new person that I meet, they are actually programmers, and they've been programmers for so long. And I'm like, I just want to start a career in game development, but hey, it's like so many people I actually meet, and they're like developers. like like how synchronistic can life be, right? So becoming more and more grateful actually helps you increase your vibration. It actually can help you become even healthier, because the less quarrels you have, the less of a lower impression you have about yourself. Because when you have quarrels with other people, you'll most likely end up thinking that it's because of you. What's wrong with me, right? That I can't be okay with other people, but it's not you. Just remember one thing: when people are pissed off and they start shouting at you, it's like 99% of the situations it's not your fault. Like, unless you created their problems, right? uh, you're never ever the fault. If you haven't caused their problems, and that requires some awareness, because you never know what impact you have on people, like at a greater level, right? the theory of chaos the theory of chaos says that even the flutter of a butterfly's wings can actually trigger a hurricane on the other part of the world. Sure, it's a bit far-fetched, but it actually shows the interconnectedness of things that start from the very small point, and unattended, they get eventually to a very, very big problem. Just like forgetting a lit candle can actually set fire to the whole house. So the point is that becoming more grateful has an overall positive impact over your life, and all I wanted to say is that I'm transmitting my gratitude to the universe. I'm transmitting gratitude to the universe for whatever it's been teaching me, for whatever it's been showing to me, and I'm also sending this video as a reminder, so that you should also be. It never hurts to be a bit more grateful, and positive in life. So all I'm saying to you is that life is awesome, as also so are you. Ferengi on board, signing out.